A key Republican just opened up about the whispers now circulating through the Republican Party and the secret Donald Trump and House Speaker Mike Flaccid Johnson don't want you to know. Get ready, folks. You are about to have reason to celebrate. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Coming to you from my new studio. I got messages from some of you about the amount of white space here or the painting of the gay Magneto. Just know that the studio is a work in progress, and I'll have something very special to share with you all very soon. Remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't. On to our story. Last night saw the Republicans get an old-fashioned shellacking in a series of special elections across the country. I'll let my boy Steve Kornacki break it all down for you.
ABC Chief Data Analyst Steve Kornacki. Steve, let's go inside the numbers and what can we learn? Was this Democratic victory as expected, wider margins than expected?
Yes, Savannah. I mean, look, it was two blue states where the governorships were on the line, so the Democrats were favored yesterday. This margin, though, in Virginia, this is wider, I think, than a lot of people were thinking. A 15-point spread here for Abigail Spanberger over the Republican. One of the big things that happened, I think, that's interesting is Spanberger made some of her biggest strides right here, Northern Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C. The key is her place is filled with federal employees. That shutdown having big local ramifications. Maybe that was a factor. But this, excuse me, this, as I click on the wrong county, here you go. This was the biggest overperformance for Democrats.
Yeah, people thought this was going to be possibly a single-digit race, and Mikey Sherrill ran away with it.
I can say I was talking to Democrats in New Jersey yesterday who were afraid they were going to lose this race. Instead, Sherrill ends up winning this by almost as much as Democrats won in Virginia. And again, the story here, not just suburbanites turning against Trump. This is the state where Trump made massive non-white gains last year. Republicans wanted to see if their candidate could make the same. He went all the way back to pre-Trump levels.
This is that moment where we asked you to get deep inside the numbers and see, are there any bellwethers that might indicate what could happen in the midterms next year?
Yeah, I think there's a very ominous sign here for Republicans, and it's this. Let me call this up. This is from our exit poll last night, and we just asked about Trump's job approval rating in the 4 places with elections. And what you need to know is this 39% approval for Trump in Virginia, pretty close to what Winsome Earl Sears, the Republican, got. 42%, that's basically what Ciattarelli got. 26% in New York City, we know it's going to be low there. And 36% is what no on that referendum got. So basically, the votes for the Republican candidates kind of matching Trump's approval rating. And when he's got a low approval rating like that, that could spell trouble. Put it this way, the Republicans can afford next year, you're looking at the balance of the House, 2 seats, a loss of no more than 2 seats. If you get swings like you had in Virginia and New Jersey last night, there are more than 20 Republican-held seats just based on that kind of swing that would be in grave danger.
I swear, that man makes number crunching sexy in a way no one else can. Call him a Kornacki. And if you think he had good news, stick around. Things are about to get even crazier. Publicly, Speaker Flaccid Johnson and Donald Trump have both put on a brave face, a brave orange face in Trump's case, downplaying the big Democratic wins and dismissing them as socialists being socialists. I dare Trump or Johnson to say that to the people of Virginia and see what happens. But never mind. Privately, however, Trump in particular is rattled over the blowout Republican losses, insisting that the Senate end the filibuster to grant him absolute power. Again, see our other videos for more. Now, one Republican has come forward to share an even grimmer prediction for Trump and the GOP. Nebraska Congressman Don Bacon, who, let it be said, is historically a vocal Trump critic, just revealed the panic within the Republican Party and the doom it spells in the year ahead. Speaking to CNN, Bacon had this to say.
And the tariff strategy has been a lot of tariffs on and off again. And it's been very unpredictable. And I think our economy has had instability because of this. And the average person, when they go to the supermarket, as you say, they've not seen an improvement. And I don't think you've seen improvement in our job numbers. A whole host of data we're not seeing, really not going backwards, but it's not going forward. And I really think tariffs have undermined the president's economic progress here. And he's believed in it since the 1980s. I think it's been misguided. And I think it was this area that hurt him with swing voters yesterday. Now, the Democrats are going to be galvanized. There always are in the midterm, the minority party. They're more galvanized than ever. As much as they hate each other, they definitely are unified against Trump. But I think the biggest issue is the swing voter thing, and it's the economy. If we don't win the economy, we're going to lose next year in the midterms.
Well, folks, I never thought I'd live to see the day that a side of bacon would slice up an annoying orange. But here we are. And I promise that is the worst food metaphor in this segment. Let it be said that Congressman Bacon's true alarm there is the widespread failure of Trump's policies, especially where cost of living is concerned. He also, like Steve Kornacki, points out that these Democratic wins were bigger than expected, which further spells doom for Trump. At the time of this broadcast, numerous other outlets, including Politico, report that the White House staff is panicking and predicting major policy changes in the immediate future. Here's hoping that also means White House budget manager and Project 2025 architect Russell Vogt, the man responsible for Trump's economic policy and budget rescissions, as well as that spectrum Nazi Stephen Miller, the mind responsible for Trump's mass arrests, both get sent packing. It's time to fumigate the White House, and if the Republicans won't do it, the American people have signaled that the Democrats will. Tick-tock, Taco. This is Occupy Democrats.